Hello the internet, my name's Laura. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing the top 5 houseplants of April. I'm pretty sure I skipped doing one of these in March, mostly because I just had other content that I wanted to put out, and so I didn't get around to doing it. But this month I definitely have 5 houseplants in my collection that I just feel very, very happy with. They're doing something great, they're bringing me joy, and I just want to lift them up and show them off to you guys so that you can also appreciate them. So, if you're interested in seeing those 5 plants, stick around. Okay, so we are just going to go right ahead and get started. My 5th top 5 plant of April is this Koya Crimson Princess. And I got this plant a while ago. It was, now I don't remember. I'll put it down in here. But I got it in a shipment with a whole bunch of other plants. It was like right after Christmas, so sometime in January. And it came in with a beautiful set of roots on it, and I stuck it in some water, and that's my cat. Hi, Argon, you heard me talking and you decided to come down and say hi. And I stuck it in some soil, and I rotted the roots right off of it. It was only the second Hoya I'd ever had, and yeah, I just didn't take care of it really well, so I pulled it out of there. I took all of the rotted roots off of it, pulled it out, and then started trying to propagate it in water, and it just sat in water and sat in water and sat in water and sat in water. It just didn't do anything. It didn't grow any new roots. It wasn't dying. It was still doing fine. And then I was like, I like sphagnum moss. I've been having a lot of success with sphagnum moss, so I stuck it in a jar filled with sphagnum moss, and I just shoved it all down in there, and lo and behold, it started growing roots. And so then once the roots were long enough, I stuck it back in soil, and now I am, really? Don't do that. Cat. Then, now he's distracted me. Where was I? I stuck it back in soil, and I am watering it very sparingly. I'm actually waiting for the leaves to get wrinkly, and they are not even wrinkly yet, so I'm doing better this time. But number 5, my Crimson Princess. And number 4, this is my Alocasia Purple Sword. It has a different name that's more official, and I don't remember what it is. But this guy I got for $3 from Lowe's. Because it was currently losing a leaf. It was like turning yellow, and I was like, oh no, this plant is, oh no, it wasn't Lowe's, it was Home Depot, because I was able to do this. It said, oh no, this leaf is dying, can I have a discount? And they were like, sure, you can have it for $3. I was like, sold. And then I proceeded to get 2 new leaves almost immediately, and I brought it then. And this was before my basement was finished. I got this around when my basement was getting finished. And I brought it downstairs and tried putting it up on the shelf. And I think it was super unhappy with the light that it was getting there. And it started losing leaves and not, like, it started not growing any new leaves, but then losing some. And I was like, you know. So then I took it back upstairs, which is where I had it before the basement was finished, because it had grown leaves up there, and almost immediately it stuck out 2 new leaves, and I'm like, there's more humidity downstairs, why do you like it up here? And then eventually I brought it back down, and it's over by my Alocasia light now, so it's fairly close to the light, and it put out 2 new leaves, so this guy here and this guy here, and they are already getting ready to put out like new leaves. And when these ones came out, I did not lose any leaves, so I'm hoping that even if I lose some with this new leaf, I will have a net gain of leaves on each of these two plants. So apparently I have kind of figured this guy out a little bit, and he seems to be super happy. We're getting leaves. He's even growing leaves without, losing any leaves, and so I'm very, very happy with that. And so this guy is my number 4 plant for April. Alright, my number 3 plant for April is a new addition. This is the Begonia Brad's Halloween that I got from Steve's Leaves, and I am just in love with the patterning and the color on these leaves. They're just really, really cool looking, and it's the same type of begonia as the Breakdance. They've got these nice little curls, but I just like the reddish brown leaves, and then it's got some green ones on here too, but it's adapted really, really well to my home. It's putting out new leaves already and just doing a great job of, unfortunately, being splayed everywhere, but you know what, that's not too bad. I don't mind. And yeah, this plant makes me happy basically whenever I look at it. I love to just lift it up and let the sunlight, come through from the back and just turn it this gorgeous, like, coppery brown red color. It's very nice. So definitely in my top 5 plants for this month. Number 3, watch out, Begonia Breakdance. Number 2 for this month is actually a set of 3 plants, which are my little Begonia Breakdance propagations. Yes. So that huge leaf that I stuck in there, and it took forever to grow, but it did, and it finally got big enough that I was like, okay, I want to get these guys out and see how they do out. Because the last begonia that I took out of the terrarium where I had these guys in, propagating, basically just shriveled up. All the leaves turned crispy and it died. And so far I am not having that problem with this. I've been keeping these 2 in a little makeshift terrarium. By the way, for all of you people who have probably been eating out a lot more recently and having to take stuff home, this is from Panera. Isn't this a beautiful little terrarium? I mean, it's from a salad. I've been using all kinds of take-home containers. I get the ones from Panda Express too. Those are the ones that are black on the bottom and they have the clear top. They work perfectly as little humidity catchers. But anyway, so I've had these guys in here. They had amazing roots on all these little pieces. And the leaves are doing great. They're getting bigger. And so, I mean, I couldn't have a best of without Begonia Breakdance. I like how the leaves are still they're still almost heart-shaped, but these newer ones are starting to get a little bit of that curl. I'm not even sure if you can see that, but and they've got the coloring, I'm super happy to see these baby leaves like grow into the actual Begonia Breakdance leaves. I think that'll be really, really cool. So number 2 on my top 5 is Begonia Breakdance propagations. And my number 1 plant, you may be able to guess if you were watching some of my previous episodes, is my holiday cactus. This is the holiday cactus that I nearly killed by overwatering it and rotting out its roots and then eventually saving, and you can see some of the leftover. This was it sticking out all these roots to try and save itself when I was nearly killing it. Anyway, it flowered. The flower has now been spent, but it is growing new leaves really, really well. There's even a new one up here, and oh, there's a new one on top of that new one. And I'm just so happy that I kept this plant alive. And so I was looking at that flower bud growing and going, don't die, little flower bud, don't die. And then it did manage to bloom, and I caught it in bloom on, was it my last video? I think it might have been my last video, the one on the Excel spreadsheet, but by now it's obviously kind of gone away, but I'm just so happy that I got it and that this plant is doing well, and so it is my #1 plant of April because I'm so glad that it lived and that I didn't lose it completely. And hopefully it will become very big eventually, like it used to be. So, okay. So if you like that video, please go ahead and give me a like. If you want to stick around, please subscribe. And I need to refill my humidifier. And thank you very much for spending some of your time with me today. I will see you guys in the next video.